Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to yet another episode of State of the Art with Chris Beaudry, here live, WILI 1400 Good Company and 95.3 FM. I hope you're listening today because you are going to hear some extremely exciting news from the mouth of the man himself. We have the one and only. He's performing this Saturday, January 10th, at the Eastern Connecticut State University Fine Arts Instructional Center, and he's bringing probably the hottest show in years, I would say, and they include, of course, the ever-so-famous Neville Brothers and their band, the Take Me to the River Band. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. David Foster is in the house today. David, how are we doing?
Good, Chris. And the performing that I'm going to do is I'm going to be the MC. My band won't be there, but that was a mistake that was printed in the Chronicle. They got it mixed up with the Jorgensen play.
Don't tell me you're going to be there and they're not going to ask you to sit in on one or two tunes.
No. Yeah, that's not. No, I'm going to just enjoy the evening and be a producer and let those guys do their thing.
Yeah.
But believe me, I got to find a Mardi Gras hat. And I'm going to be. I could be doing some dancing. I know that.
You're definitely bringing the New Orleans Mardi Gras vibe up to town here.
Yeah, and we're getting the weather, so it's going to feel like a heat wave. We're going to have nice weather, so it'll feel like March Mardi Gras time. It'll feel just like it. And then when they hear that music, man, it's going to be serious, man.
I can't wait. I want to get people's wet their whistles a little bit with a cut from one of the latest recordings of the Take Me to the River Band. You have the physical copy here, don't you? Can we look at that while we're playing that?
No, I don't have the physical copy.
No? Okay, you had an album in your hands. I thought that was it. But first I want to throw out...
my album.
Oh, gotcha. So to get tickets, folks, you're going to go on easternct.edu/concert/index. But I'm sure if you just Google Eastern ECSU Take Me to the River All-Stars, you'll find the link for tickets. There's still, I think they're 3/4 sold out as of this show. It's going to be a sellout. There's only 396 seats available. And of course, the main precipice for this is, of course, raising money for our those in need with hunger and security at the Covenant Soup Kitchen. But also, there's a pantry on the campus of Eastern Connecticut, too. What was the name of that?
That's right. It's on the poster.
It's on the poster. So do we have the poster posted up here? We got to get it up here if we don't already. Here's the poster.
Yeah.
So it's benefiting... the proceeds from the ticket sales are going to benefit Sean's Cupboard, which is Eastern's food pantry. Just because students are enrolled in classes or seem like they have it all, there's still students in need. Food insecurity touches us all. So this is going to benefit two wonderful charities that help feed people: the Covenant Soup Kitchen and Sean's Cupboard. But as promised, I want to start off with a track. This is New Orleans Girl. So let's run this, and we're going to talk with David Foster on the other end.
I done been all over the world. What's crazy? No matter where I go, there ain't nothing like a New Orleans girl. Let's go. Let's start from the beginning. Her name was Deborah Brown. She caught my daddy's eye and he's still around, which helps me prove my point. It must be something in the water, 'cause 40 years later, and he's still playing corner. Ooh, I've been all over the world. It still ain't nothing like a New Orleans girl. Ooh, I've been all over the world. It still ain't nothing like a New Orleans. See, I'm a grown man now. And I can see it for myself. These girls from New Orleans know that there's something else. When they call you baby, they melt you like some sugar. And don't let her cook you milk, 'cause that's gonna show no seal the deal. Ooh, I've been all over the world. It still ain't nothing like a New Orleans girl. Ooh, I've been all over the world. It still ain't nothing like a New Orleans girl.
Said about him, I'm respected 'cause I'm the queen. Born in New Orleans, mother of the twerk team. meal cooker spicy like red beans. Gumbo music can't help it, it's in my jeans. Chicken wings, but I'm mistaken for being mean. When you really get to know me, I'm sweeter than Flyrene. One Barbie, I'm the hottest on the scene. Nice ball, rappers to the bus, I'm I'm here first behind mine. Exit never go for the ones we like to sign. There's more to us than shaking out behind. Even though we like to twerk, you have intellectual mind. Wow, girl, she got my angel in the sky. They wanna make you laugh, be the one that make you cry. 504, we one of a kind. Certified boss chick, and I put it in mine.
Better watch out. Better watch out. 'Cause Katrina put them all over the world. You better watch out if you see a New Orleans girl. Yeah, I said you better watch out. Katrina put them all over the world. You better watch out if you see a New Orleans girl. Ooh, I've been all over the world. It still ain't nothing like that New Orleans.
Oh my God! Talk about bringing the heat and bringing the feel of New Orleans to Willimantic, especially in the dead of winter. This is going to make it hot in town, David.
Chris, we're heating up, baby.
So tell me about your connection with this band. I mean, so 3 of the Neville brothers are in this group. If you folks again go to easternct.edu, you can find the "Take Me to the River All Stars" poster for this Saturday show, and we've got Cyril Neville, Omari Neville, and Ian Neville, all of the world famous Neville brothers, Big Chief Bo Dallas Jr., Jelly Joseph, Robert Mercurio, Joe Ashler, Brian Richburg Jr., and Martin Shore. And there's probably going to be others too, right? I mean, that's a David Foster Shaboo production. It's like you're booking. I was talking with this, I think Mitch Shakur. You're booking like up to the minute for a lot of the Shaboo All Stars. Are there going to be surprises at this one?
Nope.
No?
They're all coming.
They're all coming. They're on the poster.
Yeah. Now, the last time I worked in New Orleans was 45 years ago.
Talk about that.
I sang at Tipitina's, and we got 5 encores playing blues down there. Matt Murphy was in the band. And
5 encores on one show?
Yeah, they wouldn't let us leave. So the talent buyer was like in his 80s, and I talked to him a couple of years ago before he finally retired.
Okay.
And I said, "You probably don't remember me. My name's Lefty." He goes, "Lefty from the Shaboo All-Stars?" I went, "I've played there 45 years ago. You remember me?"
No kidding.
He goes, "Remember you? We still haven't had a show that good there at Tipitina's." They're still talking about it.
Wow, man.
So, I mean, and then, I learned so much about New Orleans when I was down there. I did drink too much root beer, though.
Okay.
I had a stomach ache. I drank too much root beer. Root beer is killer in New Orleans.
It's easy to get out of hand with the food.
But I mean, you have the 2 first families of New Orleans down there. You have the Marsalis family and the Neville family, and so I mean, there's just so much brilliance down there, and the way all the marching bands that are there, and parents when they have children there, what they really do is push the children more into becoming musicians than any other thing that there is. I mean, they really take their music seriously. You got kids that are 6 years old that are, playing drums like, they're playing, double strokes and, just riffing on the drums and playing their horns and playing this and they're marching at the same time and they've got tubas and they're swinging it and doing all this stuff and doing dance routines and choreography. I mean, at a very young age. So it's just a very, 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 very special place.
I mean, New Orleans is the melting pot of America. I mean, Congo Square, that's where jazz and blues really got their start. And it seems, when I was in New York City, I would hear a lot of the elders on the jazz scene. They would say, back in the day when there was regular work, we were working 6-7 nights a week if we wanted to. Yeah. We could pay our rent in 2 or 3 nights. Yep. It seems like that scene has all but vanished, but not particularly in New Orleans. I still have friends that I follow who, I met at Berkeley, but now they're back in New Orleans, and they're working every night on Bourbon Street. They're working. Oh, yeah. I mean, so this place...
They're running from one gig to the next, man.
It makes sense that the parents would encourage their kids to go into this line of work, because there is work still
There is work
in
there.
New Orleans.
And you can make a good living there. And the thing that's really, you're spreading joy. You don't hurt anybody. Musicians don't hurt anybody. All they do is bring joy and love. And I mean, what's wrong with that?
Well, Woody Guthrie did say this instrument kills fascists, right? So
let's hope
music has power. But you're right. It's something that brings about joy. I mean, so we're looking at the poster, the Take Me to the River All Stars poster, and it's so colorful because you have. It looks like the big chiefs, right? From the second line parades where they put the big feather plume, native outfits and very colorful.
Yeah.
Matt and I were talking about during the break or doing the song there, crews in New Orleans. So every crew spelled Krewe represents a different part of town or a different musical collective. They have dancers. They have the second line band. You heard the tuba in that track that we just heard. But so, are you influenced by a lot of this music? I know you're heavily blues, but
the
backbeat.
It's all blues.
It's all blues.
It's all blues.
Yeah.
I mean, Miles Davis said it's all blues. That's how he does.
Yeah.
I mean, when you heard early Miles stuff, it was basically he was playing swing blues,
Right, absolutely.
with a little, he got a little toppy with his solos, but I mean it was still bluesy. It's very bluesy. So it's all blues. I mean, blues is the basis of every form of music, country, everything.
Truly, yeah, and it's uniquely American too. So
it all comes from the blues, baby.
We're talking about the America 250. Here we are, the 250th. Anniversary since the Declaration of Independence, and I mean nothing is more American than the blues and jazz. And
you know what Muddy said?
No, go.
The blues had a baby and they named it rock and roll.
Precisely.
Yeah, man. That's Muddy. So I mean, and Muddy's the god. He's like a god.
Yeah. And I was just watching interviews with Little Richard and the impact that man had.
He had everybody in his band.
Exactly,
Wilson Pickett.
Exactly.
He had the Beatles. He brought the Beatles up.
He did, yeah.
He was carrying it. Hendrix was in his band, was playing guitar.
And he did it. And in his later years, he started to say
he's responsible for everything, Bo
this.
Diddley. I mean, Little Richard. He was just. We used to do him later on towards the end of his life, and he was so loud, boy. And
at Shabu.
Anywhere.
Yeah. Oh, anywhere.
He was just loud, man. And I used to go, I'm going to go see him, but it's going to be windy. That's how loud it was.
Yeah.
You could feel it. You could feel the air moving. He just was loud.
He had pipes.
And he'd stomp on that. That piano would just start. Man, I don't know what he had. It must have been a fuel injected piano or something. It was like wow.
Nitrous oxide, right?
It was like a triple MIDI or something. It was like. But I mean, it was fun. It was fun. I used to work for him. I mean, he was something, man. But James Brown loved the New Orleans stuff. Bobby Bland, you go way back. BB, I mean, all those cats, man.
Yeah.
I mean, BB used to go play the New Orleans Jazz Fest every year. Remember?
Yeah.
He'd get down there and play, and loved it, man. So it's going to be really cool to bring New Orleans up to Willimantic.
I think so. So, again, folks, to get tickets, you're going to go on Eastern Connecticut State University's website at easternct.edu, or you could just Google Take Me to the River All-Stars ECSU, and you will find a ticket link. As I said, there's only about a quarter of the tickets left at this point, so you got to
No, there's a little bit more.
A little bit more than that?
Yeah, there's a little bit more. But, what's going to happen is, I know what people do. They wait to see what the weather's going to be like.
Right.
And, look, when you think about the time of the year with the holidays, everybody had Christmas, they had all this stuff, they had family here. Mm-hmm. But the tickets are starting to really take off. But, my suggestion is you don't want to miss this show. Mm-mm. And look at it this way. It's worth every penny of $50. But you're not paying $50 to see the show. You're paying $50 to give to the food.
The value is unbelievable.
Yeah, all the money goes to the soup kitchen and the people that are food challenged.
Yeah,
I'm paying the bill for everything, so it's just like it's a double win. I mean, it's to see that kind of an act for $50 in a special fine arts center like that.
It's an intimate fine arts. You're going to be up close and personal.
It's like the Carnegie Hall of Connecticut. I mean, you don't even need a microphone in there.
Exactly.
It's just acoustically perfect.
Yeah.
So and there's not a bad seat in the house visually.
Absolutely.
And it's going to be so cool to see them dancing in the aisles and just partying because that place is going to lift off Saturday night. I know it is,
And you must be still coming off the high from your Jorgensen Shabu All-Stars show back in December. I mean, 1-2 hit. I think you raised over $25,000 for the Husky Harvest and
I think I brought.
Again,
I think I brought the Covenant Soup Kitchen 21,000 something 500 or something for 400. And then 3,800 went to Husky's Food Challenge,
and,
folks at UConn.
Absolutely. And
so it's $25,500.
And are you allowed to say what Rod Rock approached you? After? So
at the end, he said it was the best concert of the season for them.
You got an extension,
and they invited me to do the next 5 Christmases. To do that same kind of thing. And I said, look, as long as I'm healthy and as long as I'm still here and as long as people want to still come support the band, you got me. So, I mean, that's going to be our place to do our Christmas show for the Food Challenge for the next 5 years. And it's nice to see the band finally get their due where we're elevating, finally at, almost 80 years old. But, I mean, it's not like I ever really tried to elevate. I just tried to do some good work, but the band just keeps, instead of it's getting better.
Yeah, man.
And one of the nice things about being an old coot, like me, is, you know everybody.
Yeah.
So I mean, there's not many great things about being my age, but that's one of them. You know what I mean?
I mean, it's like it does get better with age because music is all about lived experience and shared experience. And when you have 80 years of experience, God, I saw Hank Jones, the famous Jones jazz dynasty there. When he was like 92, and he had this massive sprawl on his hands. He could do a tenth easily in each hand, but he was playing like he was 30 years old at 92. Like, I mean, the music, barring physical,
big fingers are big fingers,
right? But like it only got better with age because he was still learning. Like I saw, who did I see? Benny Golson at the Jorgensen years ago, and I heard an anecdotal story about Benny was asking questions to saxophone players that were 50 years his junior because he felt like he could learn something. Like all these older guys, I mean, like they're just continually learning and honing their craft all the way until their 90s, some 100.
Hey, that's what jazz is all about. Is it keeps on keep learning and keep teaching and keep reaching and It's my who's my buddy there that wins all the Grammys every year for jazz, the black bass player. Oh, she's huge.
Bass player. She or he?
He. He's got the show on.
Christian McBride.
Yeah, Christian McBride. Yeah. It's just talk about a stellar talent. I mean, just with a big band or a quartet or just a duet. I've seen him play with a lady singing and just a piano and him on the bass and the drummer.
Yeah.
And just kill. I mean,
I had the pleasure of presenting him with Lenny White when it was Lenny's 70th birthday at a club in Brooklyn.
Wow.
And Christian is larger than life, man. He's got that booming voice.
He's the guy, man. He's the new guy, man. He's
the artistic director for Newport Jazz Festival now. He took over for
and then all that stuff at Lincoln Center.
Yeah.
I mean, everywhere you look, it's Christian McBride.
And he's like you. He's got a charitable, altruistic mindset. He runs a camp called Jazz House Kids in New Jersey with his wife.
Yep.
I mean, he's doing good things for everybody. David, I want to hang on to you for another couple minutes, but I do want to play one more song here to wet the whistles of everybody what they can expect from the Take Me to the River All-Stars. Again, this Saturday at the Eastern Connecticut State University Fine Arts Instructional Center. Google Take Me to the River All-Stars ECSU to get your tickets, or visit the Eastern CT website.
You guys, check it out.
Yeah, baby. We're going to play Funk is in the House. So enjoy this, and we'll come back. We'll say goodbye to Mr. David Lefty Foster in the studio.
Focus in the house.
All right, so another taste of the Take Me to the River All-Stars appearing this Saturday at Eastern Connecticut State University's Fine Arts Instructional Center. And, of course, the man that put all the pieces together and is making this amazing, amazing concert happen, Mr. David Lefty Foster. He out of the goodness of his heart, he funds the entire thing, the musicians, he pays for it all so that all of the ticket revenue can go towards very, very worthy causes, food challenged individuals, and our great organizations, the Covenant Soup Kitchen, Sean's Pantry, the Husky Harvest from the last Jorgensen show. And we want to talk about another initiative that's happening in town. And I want to introduce again my good friend, my cousin, my brother from another mother, who is one of the guys that wears his heart on his sleeve and does the Lord's work. The three of us here, man. Look at this. We got like a superhero.
We have the same parole officer.
Yeah, with the same parole. I mean, that helps because we have to check in with the same guy at night. But
and Matt knows because he bails us out like every 2 weeks.
Matt's in control of everything.
I haven't thanked you for that enough.
He's like Oz, you know? He's like, he sits behind the curtain.
Except the curtain, it's a ring light. It's a ring light, yeah. But anyway.
Matt's in the mafia.
Yeah.
Dude, you're not supposed to say that. We're live. We're live.
Well, it's a homegrown mafia.
I was just kidding. No, he's a good kid.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have Mr. Christopher Grant.
Put the gun down, Matt. Put the gun down.
We have Mr. Christopher Grant in the studio, and he wants to talk about Saturday in the morning, what's going on. Chris, lay it on us.
We're doing a massive, I can't sing or act. We leave that to the legend. Is it okay to call you legendary if you're living? Can you?
No.
Can you be?
Wait till I'm dead, okay?
Yeah, legend. I still think you're legendary.
Yeah,
right? To me, you are. I grew up.
You can call me pioneer.
Yeah, I grew up watching.
Just pioneer.
And still can you can move people through your music. It's just amazing to watch you still perform, even sitting in a chair. You electrify people. You electrify people. So thank you. It's been an honor.
Oh, and the reason me for a second. I thought I was getting the electric chair.
The reason that I do what I do is you mentioned my grandfather and you and your mom and dad, like they were humanitarians. Like they just gave. They gave. And so I'm like, man, I got to do a little part just to follow in their footsteps. So you've seen further.
Like
you've seen further because you've been standing on the shoulders of giants. And my grandfather on his gravestone in the cemetery right across from Stop Shop, it says Mr. Willimantic.
Yeah.
Right? Because he gave and gave and gave. And like your song that you sang, I have a hole in my wallet and my heart is full, right? It's because you give and you give and you give. The Lord will look at you and be like, I know what you did. I know what you did. So you drank too much root beer, obviously. There's that. It's a whole nother thing. So Saturday morning, we have partnered up to create one of the largest service projects, community service projects, which is Rise Against Hunger. In the efforts of everything that you do here locally, this is an opportunity for our community to come together to serve globally. And so we are going to have an opportunity where we're going to package 14,256 meals in 2 hours at the Senior Center, January 10th, this Saturday, at the Wyndham Senior Center. And the meals consist of rice, soy, dried vegetables, other minerals and vitamins. So they put them in these baggies, they seal them up, and they box them, and then they ship them out somewhere in the world where people don't know if they're going to have a meal, not just today, but later that week. They don't know if they're going to eat.
Yeah, of course.
Here, people can go to a neighbor. They can go to a food
you can
bank.
thank Mr. Musk for that.
Yes.
Yeah, he did all that damage.
Yes. So
now he's saying you and I
heard you,
and everybody else has to go.
I heard you on Susan and Dennis's show. I listened to it. They're like, hey, we're not going to talk about it, but you guys, it was a good discussion because it is that. And so when somebody like that takes away, you have an army of people that are like, well, skip you, we're going to make the difference. Because if it wasn't for guys like you, there'd be a lot of starving people.
It's called moral compass.
Right. Moral compass.
You got to have a good moral compass.
And just like there will be one judgment day one day, they will too receive a judgment, right? Good or bad. I tell my kids all the time, consequence is not good or bad. It's just a result of something that you've done or not done.
You may know it as karma.
This Saturday, we're still shy about $2,000 or so. We have today, the rest of today, and 3 more days to raise the funds to put this on. We have all the volunteers I think we need. If somebody still wants to come down and be part of this meal packing experience, I promise it'll be memorable. It's not going to be like the concert Saturday night, but it will be memorable. And
it's all important, no matter where. Look, hungry people that are hungry no matter where they are.
That's right.
You know, I mean, what I try to do is concentrate on my little world here because this is where I'm from.
Yeah.
But what you're doing is spectacular, and what all the lines are doing all over the state of Connecticut is just fantastic. It's wonderful. So I mean, it's just something where you know, it's obviously we're all busy for a reason.
Yes.
You know, and that was the reason I said the other night.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, we wouldn't have to be quite as busy if, you know, we're killing all our soft power by doing this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
This is what made the whole world look at us and say, you know, the United States is a fabulous country.
Yeah.
Because it shares and it knows goodness, and it, you know, it's really doing God's work.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. 100%.
So you know, as much as you guys, the other guys that are in power, say how much, it's God told me to do it. Yeah. Which God are you talking about?
Yeah, which one? Yeah.
Well, the God that's humble, right?
Yeah,
I mean, like,
yeah.
you know, when you have to shout it on the mountain that you're doing good work, usually there's something going on.
It's the God from The Sopranos, the guy in the church.
Yeah.
Well, gentlemen, we have about 90 seconds left, but I did want to, you know,
So get out?
No, you brought up a good point, and you know, you said you're focusing mainly in the area here, and we're doing stuff to touch the world. But you're both ambassadors. I mean, the story you told about the gentleman from New Orleans, remembering you 45 years later, that's a global thing, right? These meals going out to the world, that's a global thing. So you do good in town here, but also you're being ambassadors to the world.
That's right.
And representing Willimantic, so that when people think of Willimantic, they think of all the
That's
positive
correct.
things that are coming out.
That's exactly right.
And you know, there's a lot of negativity. I mean, if you follow Willimantic today, you'll see it firsthand. But you know what? All judgment
you know
aside,
what we should do is we should call Hosmer Mountain and order a whole bunch of their root beer for Saturday night.
there you
Because
go. We
that's
just
a
got to
New
keep you
Orleans-
away from it.
That's
Yeah.
a New Orleans vibe, you know what I
I
mean?
heard you on the radio. You drank too much root beer. Like, just keep them off the root beer.
But
I had a stomachache.
so,
Terrible. Yeah.
gentlemen, I want to thank you again for both
Thank
being
you.
here, Mr. David Lefty
Thanks,
Foster.
Chris. Good to see you, man.
Again, the show at the
Good to
Fine
see
Arts
you, my
Instructional Center at Eastern Connecticut State
Saturday night.
University
Yeah.
is 8. What time does the show
Hey,
start?
spread the
David?
word for me, okay?
We're going on. We're going to start talking about that on our lives that we're doing.
Yeah, good.
Because we just pulled it up on Eastern. I was on Tom's show.
And
just a
speaking of
minute
his
ago.
grandfather, you know, he had a dry cleaning place in town on High Street.
Yeah.
You know, right across from the town hall.
You
And he
wear
had
him and
this-
mess him. We'll clean him and press him.
You just killed my punchline.
Come on.
Well, there it is, ladies and
No,
gentlemen.
he
So
just did it. He just gave it away.
Take me to the River All Stars at Eastern Connecticut State University.
I love him, but I'm going to punch him. I think.
About
got a
150
friend.
tickets left, and the Rise Against Hunger experience. Make sure you donate. You can find it on
WillimanticLions@gmail.com.
WillimanticLions@gmail.com. And ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our pre-taped ending to today's show. Pre-taped because the gentleman in the studio with me is on his way, making the rounds on different radio stations here in northeastern and central Connecticut and southeastern Connecticut. You were just at New London. What station was it?
WCNI.
With the great Allie Kaufman, who's had her show for many, many years, possibly decades at this point.
And then I'm on my way to a gig tonight. So.
And you are jet setting here. Ladies and gentlemen, my guest here to close out the show is Mr. Peter Rost. He is a board member of the Connecticut Blues Society. He is an accomplished drummer and percussionist and vocalist, band leader. I'm going to even go out on a limb to say writer, arranger, producer, all of those things, every
Yep.
job under the sun when it comes to the music
Yes.
industry, Peter.
I also have a booking agency.
Also have a booking agency, also have a radio program of your own on WWUH, University of Hartford Radio. So what else did I miss, Peter? You're a renaissance man for the blues and music.
I play harmonica also.
And you play harmonica. Tell us a little bit more about your history in music and how you got to where you are today.
Well, my father had some 10-inch LPs when I was really young. I know people don't remember 10-inch LPs. They don't even remember LPs anymore. But the original LPs were only 10 inches. They've played at 33, but they were 10 inches. So they had only like 4 songs on each side or 3 songs. He had 2 records that I really liked when I was like maybe 4 years old. One was called Moanin' the Blues by Hank Williams.
Okay.
And the other was called Bunk Johnson. And it was just Bunk Johnson. It was like a Dixieland revival. It was Bunk Johnson and the Yerba Buena Jazz Band, which at 4 years old I didn't know Yerba Buena meant good herb. But
You stuck with it.
But nonetheless, so I was exposed at an early age to Hank Williams, which is, the white man's blues, and Bunk Johnson doing Dixieland jazz, and there was a couple of there was a gospel singer on it. They did Down by the Riverside, and Ori's Creole trombone, and Careless Love were songs on that record. And so I was digging that stuff when I was like 4 or 5 years old.
Wow. Do you think that set the pace for your musical journey in terms of like the genre that you appeal to?
Well, it's just they played other records. My mom liked show tunes and stuff like that, and that was okay. But I really liked that Hank Williams and Bunk Johnson thing. And once I got a little older, they let me play the records myself. I didn't have to ask to have them played. Right.
When did you pick up your first drumstick?
1964.
At the age of
11.
Okay, so
you're giving away how old I am.
Oh, I mean, it's all for the chronology.
I saw the Beatles on Ed Sullivan in February of 1964, and Ringo was there. They zoom in on him. He's obviously having the time of his life,
sure, yeah.
Right? And I'm like, this. It's hard for people today to imagine the impact of that because now there's so much media presence of all kinds of music and video and everything. In 1964, we had never really seen a band of young people playing their own instruments, singing their own songs, and it was just like it was revolutionary. When I saw that, I was just like, this is the coolest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah.
I want to do this.
Yeah. That's the era when you had to get up to change the TV, and there were maybe 12 stations on the dial.
I didn't even get to see the whole show, right? Because it was Ed Sullivan was on for an hour. And it overlapped with Walt Disney's Wonderful World of Color. And my parents decreed that my sister could watch Walt Disney's Wonderful World of Color. So I didn't tune in to Ed Sullivan until the show was half over.
All right.
It was there was only one TV. There was only 3 channels. Right.
Well, I had that similar issues with dial-up internet and fighting with siblings over who gets the bandwidth. Right. So okay. Fast forward to today, all of the things that you mentioned that you're involved with. What is your overarching mission with the music now that the spark was lit in you at the very early age, and you obviously had a long career from age 11 when you picked up your first drumstick, and it brings you to today. What common mission do you bring to the music, if you've even thought of this in the first place, or just does it happen naturally out of love? Probably a combination of the two. Talk about your musical mission.
I never really thought of it as a mission per se.
Well, it's making the people feel good. I know that.
I want to
the Mighty Soul Drivers.
Well, the thing with the radio is I want to bring the music that I love to other people because most of the music that I like is out of the mainstream.
Of course.
And
same with me.
people are not going to hear it anywhere else, right? That's why, and I have a loyal listenership. People that call me at almost every gig that I play, somebody different comes up to me and says, "Oh, I listen to your radio show all the time."
That's amazing
because there's music there that they can't hear anywhere else. And that was my mission with the radio, and to play music on stage is I just want to play because that's just what I do. That's and it really, blues is at the core of everything I do. But I do a duo with Michael St. George called Slim and St. George, and we do a wide variety of stuff. We sing country songs and we sing Wagon Wheel. We'll do whatever people want to hear, because we want to have a good time. We want the people to have a good time.
Sure, yeah, that's what it's about, man. You have a show coming up this Saturday afternoon, January 10th, at the Packing House in Willington, Connecticut, and it's a matinee earlier in the day, right?
Correct.
Tell us about that show. And then after that, I want you to talk about the band that will be performing on Saturday, but all of the other groups that you're involved with as well.
All right, so the Mighty Soul Drivers are playing Saturday at the Packing House, and it's their first time doing a matinee.
Love the idea because it doesn't conflict with the Take Me to the River All Stars at night that we're promoting.
I hope it works for them because it is. It's great for us. I used to play gigs. I used to play gigs where we started at 10:30 at night.
No kidding, man. New York City, the jam session started at 2 a.m. Right? Yeah.
And I played gigs in Albany that started. We hit the stage at 10:30, and we were done at 2:30.
My gosh!
And then by the time I got home,
The sun's
it was
coming
like
up.
it was. Yeah, I was stop at the Winstead Diner and have breakfast.
Right. Yeah.
Anyway, so we're playing at the Packing House. It's advance tickets are available at their website, which is thepackinghouse.us.
US, yeah.
And there will be tickets at the door, and it's going to be set up cabaret style, so you can either sit or dance as you choose.
And they have their proprietary BYOBF model, so you can bring your own wine or beer, and,
Right.
and they encourage people to. They have a special at Willington Pizza House as well. If you show your tickets to the Packing House, I believe you get a 10 or 15% discount. So, yeah, it's a cool cabaret model.
Right, so I'm looking forward to it. I haven't been to the Packing House yet, but I've been
Really?
I've been hearing about it for a little while.
Well, this week is all about bucket list because you haven't been to the River Room either until today. Yeah.
Patty Tewitt has played there and likes the place, and Dan Stevens, Ramblin' Dan Stevens, told me it's a really good room.
Yeah.
So I understand that it's a work in progress in terms of. I think we're the largest band that they've had in there so far.
Wow.
But,
Okay. Yeah. I was there to see a show maybe late last year. Actually, no, late the year before. Oh my God, we're in 2026. So 2024, Nicole Zaritis. I'm not sure if you're familiar, but she won a Grammy for I think Best Vocal Jazz Album or Best Arranging Vocal, something like that. And then she brought a duo there. But she's also a board member of. I don't know if she's still active with the Packing House, but she was at the time. But
oh, cool.
Yeah, I'm used to seeing smaller groups there. Patty's. How big are the Mighty Soul Drivers?
7-piece.
7-piece. So Patty, yeah, I guess when you count for special guests, she was around there too. But yeah, it's a bigger group.
She's usually got 5 people, right?
Right, yeah. I sat in, so it was 6 that day. But she always sells that room out. The last 2 years, she's done real well, so they love her there. But have the Mighty Soul Drivers performed? You said this is your first time.
First time there, yes.
Any of the musicians that you collaborate with, have they performed at the Packing House?
No,
setting?
in fact, nobody even knows where it is.
Oh, wow, okay. Yeah. You can't miss it. Right on 32, giant mill to the right.
I'm not worried about finding it, but the guys in the band, when I told them where we're going, they're like, what? Where?
Yeah. Well,
Which it shouldn't be that way. Everybody should know about this place because it is. It's a performing arts venue that does a wide variety of things, from folk to jazz to like we're having the Mighty Soul Drivers there, and hopefully there'll be more dance-oriented shows there.
Yeah. So the Packing House is a part of a larger nonprofit organization called ECCHAP, which stands for Eastern Connecticut Center for History, Arts, and Performance, I believe. But they also have a gallery space there. They have spaces for rent for artisans, in addition to the Packing House, which is their main performance venue. And I think they have a museum as well there. So Tom Buccino has been doing the work. I believe the mill was in his family's possession for many generations. It was once an operational mill. I think the story goes that his grandfather or something like that worked at the Wyndham Thread Mills and then decided to go out on his own. So that's why that mill is off that way. But yeah, really cool. Allie Kaufman, the new managing director of the Packing House there. So that's the connection with the Mighty Soul Drivers, right? You've worked together. You were on her show today.
She's. I've known Allie for a long time, and I actually got her on the Rhythm and Roots MC team a few years ago because I had been doing the MC at the Rhythm and Roots for a while, and we needed another person, and I knew just who to call, and she's been part of the team ever since.
Yeah, she's a great MC. She emceed the Black Eyed and Blues Fest this last summer, where the Patty Tewitt band was there. Were you in one of the performing bands, or you were there, right?
I was there. I don't think with this year. I've played it with the Mighty Soul Drivers before, but I played it with Blue Devil Blues. Their drummer broke his hand.
Oh, wow!
And couldn't make it, and they called me, and I said sure, I'll do it, and then they sent me a list of tunes. And I'm like, oh, what did I get myself into? This is.
Uh-oh.
I got some homework to do.
There's a hilarious meme along the lines of like getting the music or getting the music, in advance, but then studying the music on the way to the gig. And it's like this, church fusion drummer, and they have the multimeter like stops, and he's listening to it, and his eyes get wider and wider, like, oh crap, I should have rehearsed this, like a few days, not the riding to the gig. Right?
This particular band, all of their stuff. Some of the songs are familiar, but they had their own arrangements for everything, and there was all like stops and starts, and lots of little different things that I needed to know in order to do it effectively. It was only a 1 hour set, but still.
Do you read music?
Do I read music? Very, very slow.
Yeah, right. So same with me, and I need it well in advance. But, there's no shame in that. I worked for Lonnie White for many years. He doesn't read a note of music.
Right, well, I
can't
read drum music.
Yeah.
So, for that gig, I had to have the recordings of them playing their songs.
Well, it's an oral tradition. I mean, that's, I think, the best way to learn the music.
Well, even if you can read, you need ear training as well.
Reference points and stylistic. I mean, you can't write certain stylistic things. So,
The best players can do both, right? Because if you're gonna, it depends what the gig calls for. If you're just filling in, and they put a chart in front of you, you better be able to read it. Yeah. And you better be able to hear things, because as you know, as a musician, the most important part of being a musician is listening to the other people that you're on stage with. Absolutely. And the chart isn't going to help you. You need your ears.
Yeah, precisely. So we have about 2 minutes left in the interview, and I wanted to talk also about your agency, the Blue Highway Agency, of which I'm proud to say the Kingpins Blues Band from the area here in Willimantic and Mansfield are a new roster on the roster, and you've got us a gig also that happens to be on Saturday, January 10th. There's a lot going on, folks, so if you're out Hartford way, we encourage you to check out the Kingpins Blues Band at Black Eyed Sally's. It's going to be an 8 o'clock showtime. If you haven't been to Black Eyed Sally's Blues and Barbecue, amazing Southern food. They have everything from, your ribs to your catfish po' boy to your deviled eggs. I mean, they got great food. It's a great time. They always open a dance floor. But talk more about Blue Highway. How long has it been around? How many artists you got on your roster? What are you looking to do?
It started out as a way to book Richie Man and Groove Nice, which are the blues band from South Korea.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah.
They were coming to this country for a short tour, East Coast tour last summer, and Dennis Cotton, who's a drummer and educator, drum teacher, etc., was supposed to manage the tour for them. He contacted me and asked for help to book Richie Man. I said, Dennis, if we're going to try to do this, let's present ourselves as an agency. Sure. So whether we're actually an agency or not,
we can
say that we're an agency, because not just two guys trying to book a band. Right?
Yeah, right.
So I slapped together a website and once I started the website, I started getting serious about fixing the website. And as soon as the website was online, people were contacting me.
Yeah.
I'm like, there's a need for this service.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So I've been pursuing it ever since. There's very little money in it, of course, but
you got to start somewhere. And when you love what you're doing, and it kind of, it's not the main avenue you're looking to generate revenue. It works in your model.
I'm retired now. I retired 2 years ago, almost 2 years ago. Yeah. So I don't need that money to buy my next meal. Thank God.
but it all works out with what you do with the radio, because then you're able to promote shows, and especially with the Blues Fest and your agency.
It's all hooked in together.
It's kind of like the concept of the 360 deal, except not as dubious as when the record labels do that. But if anybody out there listening is wondering what a 360 deal is, it's back in the day, you used to have your label, you used to have your agency, your booking agents, you used to have your manager. Each one commands a separate fee. Well, when the record industry figured out that they could do everything and control every aspect of a musician's career, it was a 360 full circle deal, and so they called it such. And basically, the record label has their hand in your touring money, your merchandise money, your agency money.
I'm not that advanced.
I know you're not. I'm not saying that.
I never will be.
You're kind of like the good guy model of that by
Right, 'cause
promoting
I'm
out of the goodness of the love of the
also.
music.
I'm
Yeah.
specializing in blues roots Americana.
Yep.
And for now, keeping it to Southern New England.
Mm-hmm.
If it's possible to expand, sure. But basically, I'm just doing Southern New England, and if you go to the website bluehighwayagency.com, there's a number of artists on the roster, including Richie Man and Groove Nice. We're booking their tour, summer tour for them this year as
We got
well.
a couple artists coming to Willimantic for the
Winter Blues Fest.
Yeah,
Yep.
so.
Paul Gabriel Blues Band and Otis and the Hurricanes.
Oh, that's the first time it's ever been publicly announced. So, all right. And there's going to be one more for the Blues Festival. But if folks don't know yet, I'm going to divulge another little secret. But the Blues Fest is going to be a full 3-day weekend this year in Willimantic. So we're doing Friday, March 6th at the Willimantic Elks Club. Saturday, March 7th, we're doing a special presentation at the River Room. And then I'm still looking for a venue, but I'm sure we'll secure something. We're trying a blues brunch on Sunday, March 8th. So full weekend, and thanks to the Blue Highway Agency for securing some great artists over the last 3 years of our relationship here.
Well, it's great to be able to do stuff in Willimantic because I lived here for a while, and big part of my musical education was Shaboo.
Yeah, no
I
kidding.
I lived in Willimantic, and I went to Shaboo very frequently, and the array of artists I saw, it's unbelievable.
It is truly unbelievable.
It was a place and time that can never be recreated.
Yeah.
And I was there for all of it.
Amazing. How many shows did you attend at Shaboo?
Hundreds.
Wow, amazing. Yeah, James Montgomery played there, I think, 238 times. So how many of those did you see him?
I don't know, a lot. I remember James Cotton was there for a week, one week, and I went every single night.
That's amazing, man. Oh, my God. Have you seen Bonnie Blue yet, the documentary?
Yes, I did.
Yeah. Wasn't it beautiful?
Yeah,
Just
I thought it was great.
Yeah.
And James Montgomery was involved in that.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
He produced that thing.
Yeah. Well, I went to the premiere here at the ACT Capitol Arts at the Capitol Theater, and Christine was there, James was there. They did a little performance with Bruce and Lefty. But we have about 30 seconds here, Peter. Closing thoughts. Obviously, you said your website. You talked about your gig at the Packing House this Saturday, January 10th at 3 p.m.
2 p.m.
All right, the hit is at 2 p.m. Doors open.
I think
the
doors open at 2, and I think it's fluid.
Yeah. Okay. So you folks, if
but
you're
we'll
looking,
say 2 p.m.
If you're looking for things to do on Saturday's the day, so at the Packing House you got the Mighty Soul Drivers, and then in the evening at 7:30 you have right in town in Willimantic here at the ECSU Fine Arts Instructional Center. You have the Take Me to the River All Stars, of course, sponsored in part by Shaboo Productions, David Lefty Foster. If you're out in the Hartford area way, come on and see us and see yours truly on saxophone with the Kingpins Blues Band at Black Eyed Sally's at 8 o'clock. So you got a lot of options. Parting thoughts, Peter. 15 seconds. Go
You
ahead.
can actually attend the Mighty Soul Drivers show in the afternoon and one of those other shows in the evening.
Yeah, that's what
without trying too hard. There's plenty of time to make both shows.
Yeah. So 2026 is looking like a great year, and I can't wait to work with you and the Connecticut Blues Society at the River Room. We have the CT Blues Society and River Room co-presenting. Thanks to new board member Patty Tewitt, putting some fire behind initiating this whole thing. But we have it's kind of like an acoustic blues evening, but membership drive. People can learn more about the Connecticut Blues Society.
You're featuring Ramblin' Dan Stevens.
Ramblin' Dan Stevens, that's right.
Ramblin' Dan Stevens has been a long supporter of the Blues Society, and he had the model of the Blues 101 education program that the Blues Society is now sponsoring Dan. Dan was doing it on his own, but now the Blues Society there's an educational fund.
Yeah, I know Lefty and the Shaboo, actually the Lester and Phyllis Foster Foundation, I think they contributed, it was $1,000 a year or something.
The money
educational component.
is coming from the donations to the Blues Society, and they're sponsoring this blues education program that Dan Stevens created and carries out.
And so we're in addition to Dan, I encourage people to check out Nightingale Cafe too in Old Lyme. It's a great thing by Dan and his wife, music in the community in Old Lyme. But Dan's going to be joined by Brant Taylor and Mickey Soretny on the harp as well. So you got 2 acoustic blues acts on January 30th at the River Room. All the fun stuff we mentioned. Blue Highway Agency. Peter Rost is my guest today. Peter, thank you so much for being here. People can check out your show on WWH when?
Thursday mornings, 6 to 9 a.m., 91.3 FM, West Hartford.
So keep an eye out for Mr. Peter Rost in the percussion section at the drums, doing the washboard, playing the harmonica, singing. But he's going to be all out and about. Check out his agency, bluehighwayagency.com. Peter, thanks for being here, man. We'll see you
Thanks
next
for
time.
inviting me.
All right. Take care, man.